Hello, welcome one and all. Welcome everyone to the last losers bracket match of this weekend. Romania, South Korea. A clash of two titans of the lower bracket. Romania dropping down in the first weekend. South Korea being sent there by the best team in the tournament. I'm joined by OMG4s. How are you today, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing fine. Stoked to see some of these upcoming matches, especially this one. I mean, Jesus Christ, Romania, South Korea, and the history of how they came to this stage, beating Japan, beating Poland from Romania. Still, Romania's lossless in the last 3 times they met against Poland. Absolutely insane. And you know what? I would be even more stoked if we actually get to see Nomad 3 being picked.
Yeah, it seems to be very underutilized, I guess you could say.
Yeah, every time someone actually went for something similar to Nomad 3, they just went for the Nomad 6 for the extra spice of the rhythm aspect. But it also has like a bit more reading density because it's only 9.3 in approach rate. So who knows, maybe we'll see Nomad 3, but I would expect a lot more other picks to be picked before Nomad 3 ever sees the light of the day.
I would agree with this match, especially because it's Flying Tuna Badu. You know, the two real names of each team. Romania do share their performances across most of the team a lot of the time, but South Korea, you can always expect Tuna to be popping off, and that he does fairly consistently. The bans, as quick as they are maybe expected, 83 hidden 3 for Romania is an interesting choice, but I know on the other side there's, of course, Tuna, Karina, Karcher as well, plays well on the hidden modification, whenever he's in for it anyway.
Yeah, it might just be the case that you have a 3 or 2-man lineup, so you have like if you have 2 filling players for a map, and South Korea mostly only has 1 or maybe even none, then yeah, that's a very solid ban, to be honest. But man, all the maps are open, which I'm so stoked about. Fremont 1, Fremont 2 both got played already yesterday by both of these teams, and if you would pit them against each other, it's like about 200k points in difference. So it's all about like one guy missing 20 seconds early or later.
There's really nothing in it, and some of the performances from yesterday, I was watching the Romania match, and the closing seconds of Fremont 1 in that match were absolutely insane.
Yeah, just high intensity all around in that Fremont 1, especially because those streams pick up even more pace at the ending and more intensity. Yeah, a lot of maps will have the pendulum swing probably towards the end, like Hardrock 1 will probably be picked. And that's also a map which picks up at the end, and Fremont 1 as well. But we're gonna start off with Hidden 1, Tie Me Down Gently, alright?
Hidden 1, so slightly technical, but mostly big jumps, couple of streams, accelerating streams here and there. It's AR 9.6 and circle size 3.8, but for some reason it feels more dense than that. Might have something to do with the sliders, I'm not entirely sure, but definitely feels like it's on a lower approach rate because of some quirk of the map or other.
Yeah, it's just so intense all around, and you have so much active nodes with the just added slide velocity aspect. You have to read those sliders decently quickly. I would almost call this map Cursor Go Whoosh, because like your cursor just goes all over the screen. It's kind of similar as in Nomad 4, where your cursor also goes whoosh, but a bit more precise. This one is just, I don't know, C-circle, click circle.
Well, C-circle, watch circle, fade out, click circle.
True, yes, indeed.
I don't know, I wasn't expecting a hidden to be the first pick of this. I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting, but not this.
I mean, Hidden 1 did not get played in either matches, so this is on a question mark map which is left open right now.
That might be why it's picked then, because you start out a match, you've got the information from both teams, And sometimes you go into a match and you expect to be playing worse on the maps that you overperformed on the day before. So giving away no information, using no information, and not really having any expectations on this map, it could... Yeah, I could see that being the reason they picked this. Will it pay off, though? Balls, what do you think of this matchup?
Oh, it's
What's
an
your
interesting...
predictions?
My prediction is probably around like 60-40 for South Korea, or like 65-35 for South Korea. I would definitely bet my money on South Korea, but I do see a world in which Romania takes this one. If on 3 key maps they actually outperform South Korea.
Because we'll have to wait to see what those key maps are. Into Hidden 1. The intro wastes no time in picking up.
Cursor goes whoosh, staying true to its name. You already see pretty much almost
really
corner
see.
jumps.
You can really see the reason Cursor go whoosh. I mean, the repeat sliders, you can't cheese them. You have to follow the repeats. The map almost feels better when you follow the repeats. Eternum the first miss, just before the petal slider. Slider I've had to memorize because I have no idea which way it goes.
Do you play with snaking sliders on?
I don't.
Yeah, I think that's the core issue. That we had a lot of breaks actually coming from South Korea and from Romania there. Slight advantage for Romania so far.
Only slight though. It was a later miss for. It was an earlier miss for Eternum, a double miss coming from Tuna and Karuna, the Una twins.
Okay.
And here following up. But yeah, 2 FCs either side. Eternum building a strongish combo now. Isn't too far into the map. We can't really say whether he's finding his comfort yet. Early match jitters, early match nerves, and I mean, the first map being a hidden one, the first map, aim, standard, little bit, you know, just a pure skill test, and into the chorus, Romania looking to come out on top so far, and Nanoya definitely finding a little bit of issue with this, but mirrored by Karina, and it's not going to matter too much, but a slight crumble Eternum afterwind, all gone. HAK and Karcher.
Oh, what?
Oh.
That was not a good time to miss on for KJK.
The slow section catches him out. Thankfully, big supporting combo from Tuna. Karcher fighting the duo.
Every time I see a longer stream on the Badoo screen. Oh no! And there's a miss by Badoo. But I was about to say every time I see a longer stream.
Was coming up.
Oh man, I clench up. But yeah, with the ending being a slightly more difficult, we probably will see a bunch more misses from Romania and probably from South Korea. But there's a 300,000 points difference.
FCs are down, Karcher's gone, Eternum the supporting combo he'd been trying to build. No more room in this map for any comebacks. 900k for Karcher. 770 in support from Tuna. They bring it home. They take their first pick. Looked a little shaky at the start. But the ending acclaimed combos. Korea did what they needed to.
Alright, I mean, that was South Korea's pick, so it's at least good they're winning their own picks, and if you look at the past performances on the pool and in previous stages, you definitely see South Korea wanting to go for the mechanical aim maps, so I can 100% expect almost a Nomad 1 and a Haruk 1 from South Korea in this match. Romania, on the other hand, though, will need to go into more spicy picks.
They must have that confidence now. Romania, historically in this tournament, have been taking first place overall on No Mod 1. They've done really well on Hard Rock 1. I don't think they're going to take first place on Hard Rock 1 this round unless there's a four-way FC. But
I think
definitely one of the
Romania's...
easier maps in the pool, Hard Rock 1. Could be more of a toss-up than something like No Mod 1, which wider jumps. Interestingly, I think more precise jumps on No Mod 1 than Hard Rock 1.
I see what you mean. I think it's probably just down to it just feeling a lot more difficult, which is gonna test players' aim even more so. But are Romania going to pick Fremont? They're gonna start with
3!
Fremont 3, alright.
Finally get to see it.
Okay.
I don't know, I really enjoyed this map when I was practicing it.
Oh yeah, we actually were
Glad we
pretty
get to see
split
it.
in the pooling team. There's a bunch of them which didn't like it and a bunch of them who loved it. So, slightly divisive map. Hopefully Romania likes it more than South Korea in this case.
So from the pooling team, what can you tell me about this map in question? Why do people not like it?
It is pretty hard aim in general. It's very uncomfortable, and it's not diving into the idea of pattern aim. It's diving more in the idea of uncomfortable, weird aim. It's hard to like differentiate it, but it definitely feels different. You don't see squares plastered over the entire map. Like with, for example, Lasse Hidden 1 earlier stage. You see more of just really uncomfortable spacing and high spacing and angle variance. And it definitely is something that occurred over the last 6 or 5 years, so it's more of a modern establishment over the time. But it is definitely something that has been executed well with the song in combination, which also feels pretty weird. So I think the map and the song really fit a certain theme in this case.
Coming in on the map. Definitely one I think favored to those players. Una Badu with the high tier aim. You can aim big patterns. You have the control to aim the big patterns into the smaller ones. Of course, Badu on Hidden, Nanoya on Hard Rock. Lucrece, one of the no mods, the first to drop, followed by Nanoya actually. On the other side, Tuna no mod, Nope KJK on the hidden anchor for South Korea. Karcher on Hard Rock, and Myers bounds out with no mod.
Right, long jump
Really
chains.
see how awkward this map is already. Could it be easier on the Hard Rock because of the density? Because it's much easier to see angles and distances? Maybe not. Nanoya the break. The hidden is down on South Korea. Nope KJK falls. 2-3 right now.
Yeah, so far a tournament, Badu, the two guys on the Romanian side who you expect to hold combo are holding combo. So it's looking slightly as expected from Romania. Would like a bit more supporting combos over the rest of the map, because South Korea currently still has 3 full combos.
See the spacing changes in these notes. Patterns are unrelenting. The reading, the aim control required to hit them. And it doesn't let up either.
Yeah, some spicy repeats on Hard Rock. If you don't fold them slightly, you can actually slider break here. And I do like the idea of putting in tournament no mod instead of the Hard Rock to maybe get that no mod FC
Big
going.
slider claims no one.
Was it Visual Studio slider? I don't remember. Something Microsoft something.
Myers is down. The Nomad is gone, the Hard Rock is gone, Karcher has broken.
So does Admires. Okay, that's 2 FCs against 1. And Lucrece does have a supporting combo with Nanoya. Huge score swing towards Romania right now in the slow part. And we, dare I say it, still have an SS on Badu.
I think you can say it at this point, it's the ending.
Yeah, but the ending does go hard.
I don't think it's gonna last through the sliders at the end, I'll be gobsmacked if it does, but doing all he needs to do right now. Nanoya stabilizing, Lucrece stabilizing, 500k for each of them. And it's the difference between those FCs and the higher combos on South Korea. Just not present. Lucrece misses in the ending. Archer's down on the Hard Rock, Nanoya drops their Hard Rock. And that is really impressive. 99.92 for Badu. 1/100 through the ending. That is almost unaccessible. You cannot hold accuracy through that, and fair play to him. Very well done. And the other side, the hidden, 660k for Nope KJK. Hard Rock's turning out relatively equal, actually. Nanoya missing quite often near the start. Stabilizes and brings it back. Difference in the Nomads.
Yeah, it was really scary at the beginning when Lucrece and Nanya both missed quite early. But as we said, Eternal and Badu kept their combos up, and Lucrece and Nanya came up with their supporting combo, and they just ripped the lead out of South Korea's hands towards the end. But that was Romania's pick. South Korea, are they gonna go for another mechanics pick? What do you think, Bubble?
Another mechanics pick. It could be possible. They've got Nomad 1, they've got Hard Rock 1. You're talking mechanics and widening that into other skill sets. You have the 6.5 map, Hard Rock 2, which is very mechanics focused also this round.
Do you think South Korea
Nomad
might
2
go
might
for
also
the...
be a shout.
Do you think Hidden 2 might be an option for South Korea, judging that Badu should probably be able to stream it, right?
Hidden 2 is tough. South Korea have a lot of players that can play that lower approach rate skill set. Romania do also, but possibly less so. With less confidence. Nomad 6 is the pick.
I like it actually, because if you look at past performance, this is one of the maps both of these teams shared. And South Korea got 2.6 million points, while Romania got 2.1. So in that case, 500k points difference seems to be a big enough difference they want to bet on. And I like South Korea's idea of going for the hidden one, the unknown map, and then going for something a bit more favored on with the Nomad 6. But to be honest, 500,000 points, that's one miss of one player. Between a 500k player and an
indeed. And I've seen teams in tournaments swing by more than 1 million points before now, so never a done deal, even if you think you win it based on past performances, based on stats. You're never really sure.
Right, and that's what makes it interesting.
Indeed. Lots of rhythms in this.
Ooh.
Just joining us if you haven't seen this map before.
A bit of rhythm pick here.
Kind of hear it in the song.
Yeah. Is the piano going nuts? Yeah, well, that's gonna be exactly the notes but all of these players are gonna be playing. You have different beats going into each other, and you need to adapt pretty quickly, because if you don't, you're gonna lose accuracy, and in worst cases, miss. Which we did see a lot of times where one of the speed changes just applied and snapped correctly and then was too late and got a mid-break on it. We do have a bit of a downtime in the middle though, so after getting through the first intense section in the beginning, 40 seconds, we might, if a team is really favored, they might just take it, even if they break at the ending.
The ending definitely the more difficult section of the map, despite being shorter.
Oh! That's a
is
complete...
the intro. The intro, it starts off incredibly quickly. You start off straight into the map. There's already 1/6, 1/4 snap. We see a 1/8 snap now as well.
It's actually 1/7. Pretty weird.
1/7?
Yeah, it is the only one
fair
in the
enough.
map. But it feels close enough to 1/8, right?
I didn't even know that. I don't think it makes any difference in this context.
Until the mapper told us, hey, is this 1/7 snap okay? I'm like, wait, this is 1/7?
Either way, let's continue to look at the scores as Eternum Voodoo are building up some good buffers. Karina, Tuna, and Nope KJK matching it. In fact, the advantage is on South Korea. Zayson struggling a little bit, leaving the score lead in the Romanian side.
It looked
Spinner.
so good. 20 seconds.
Take a break.
20 seconds before
Karina,
this break. Man,
indeed.
It looked so good for South Korea, but so far it's even.
Karina has missed. We're going into the outro, and remember, the outro is more difficult than the intro, despite being almost half the length. Nanoya dropped. No, KJK drops the FC on the back and forth. Badu follows it up on the speed up. 250 combo to go. Can they hold through it? Eternum drops. Tuna has the combo. Karina is supporting as Zayson is in the background. Also, the lead flips back over to South Korea. Difficult sections are through. It's just coasting to the end, and Tuna with the near FC managing to bring it home. 2.2 million points is all they need. They beat Romania from yesterday. Not quite matching their score, but they don't need to. Of course, tournaments aren't about putting up your best scores, they're about beating your opponent. And they do just that. Eterna with the S rank, mirrored on the other side by Zayson with a B rank, but putting up the score he needs to.
And what does SB spell? Well, slider break, which is exactly what Eternum got. Slightly unlucky there at the ending. It was definitely doable by Romania if they held combo for slightly longer, but it wasn't meant to be. Flying Tuna is there to gatekeep them out of points.
Yeah, really serving as the anchor there. Did mention the ending, the most difficult part of the map. With the two FCs they had, Badu, Eternum, they could have gone into that, pulled the lead out in their favor and sat on it a little bit, but not quite able to combo through the brutal snap change patterns. They happen immediately. They go straight in after the break. Your 800 combo, your 200 combo from the end, and you just get hit with every snap in one stream, and you cannot follow it.
If you add nerfs to that equation just a little bit, you're in for a bad time. It's so easy to miss on these maps. Romania.
What's next?
Taking their time to think about their next pick. Will we see something spicy? Something they kind of performed extremely well on early stage. Number 2. They actually are going for the number 2. Okay, I love this one. Just thinking back of how they got here on quarterfinals, it was such a roller coaster of emotions on these 3D picks. And number 2 is in quarterfinals. They performed really well on. Exceptionally well, actually. This is slightly different compared to quarterfinals. This is more comfortable, more standard. But it nonetheless is still... Yeah, it is more difficult as well. It is, well, in essence, still kind of the same type of players will play this. But maybe South Korea has a pretty good roster on matching Romania here.
It could be the case. Tuna is out. Might make a return, but for now he's out of the lobby. Lucrece, Royley, Eternum, and Nanoya in the lobby for Romania. The stream lineup.
The one thing that's interesting is they actually had Christie and Camille Sala in for number 2 in quarterfinals. So they do have a slightly different lineup here for this number 2. So they do notice it being more comfortable and do have different players in for it.
Yeah, of course, streams. The less comfortable they are, the less generic they are. You need a lot more cursor control to hit them. These, they are bog standard. Anything goes streams, pretty much.
Right, map takes you right back into maths elections, which is drawing half circles and even more sinus waves. And here you go, see the first sinus wave? Slightly rotated, but it's nonetheless still one.
You're saying sinus waves?
Yes. Oh, it's sorry, it's sine wave in English, my bad. It is sinus in German, that's why I did translate it wrongly in my head, my bad.
That's very fair then. Okay. Just
I was
asking
talking about the sinuses of the nose, right?
Streams making you sneeze.
That was not my intention.
Well, I suppose the score on South Korea, nothing to sneeze at right now. 4 FCs against 1 on the side of Romania. This might have been a blunder. We are only a third of the way into the map. 850 combo on everyone on South Korea. Roily trying his best to keep Romania in the battle, but it's not going to be enough. If this continues, Eternum on 400 combo now, Nanoya on 300. The sport is coming back. But look at how comfortable these guys seem. Karen are the first to drop a miss. 1,000 combo in. There's really no slowing down on this map. It does gradually get harder along the playtime. Roily dropping the FC on the slow section just before the map picks up again. Eternum and Nanoya now trying to carry it back, but 3 FCs still. Karen are finding a little trouble, but there's one of the supporting combos off the board. This is exactly what you want to see. If you're in a loser's bracket situation against a team, you're thinking, well, they've upset so many other teams so far. We don't want to be their next victim, and doing everything they can to not be their next victim. There's no coming back into it now. It's 1,000,000 points. Tuna finds a break. At this point, it doesn't matter. Eternum with 1.2k combo, their only adversary.
But can he shoulder 1,000,000 point difference by himself? I doubt it. There's only 400k points potentially left if he would assess, but he's not. So this one goes to South Korea.
Oh, Maya's not happy about the break near the end. Wiggly curse, it's not going to matter. 3.2 million on a 7-star no mod 2. Karcher with the FC, bringing home the 986k.
I was about to say Romania could definitely perform better on this map if you would give them another chance, but South Korea, Jesus Christ,
Romania
that is a performance.
Romania wouldn't have won that with an extra player. But anyone you want on the Romanian team, and play 5v4 and they still would have lost. That's really scary to think about sometimes, you know?
What a performance by South Korea. That might just be one of the best, if not the best, normal 2 performance.
As we will see when stats get released at the end of the week.
Exactly.
Got one more match to go before that. And it's Canada, Germany, 2 stream powerhouses, so you know, don't count your chickens.
Now, is South Korea gonna go for the safer picks, or are we gonna see a normal 3? I mean, I know what the answer is, but I can still believe and hope and pray.
I've said, I cast with Dio a few times, and I've said each time, look for the break points. Don't look at the score. The scoreline doesn't say anything. Look at how many break points have happened, because if there's an advantage in break points, then one team, if they take their own picks, they take the match. We've got an advantage in break points right now for South Korea.
Okay!
It's happened.
We in it! We got the Nomad free!
The live map pooler reaction to the two maps being picked that have not been picked so far.
No, I just think it's a really fun map, personally. Definitely one of my more favorite maps in the tournament, and Morden has been slightly sad that it hasn't been picked yet. And there we go, we see it.
Don't tell us, what's it consist of?
As every other normal free, well, most of the normal frees in the tournament so far, it is the alternate pick, and it is mostly focusing towards snap aim and a bit of flow aim. So it's a mix of both. Some stages it's a bit more flow aim, some stages it's a bit more snap aim. This one I think is a pretty decent mix of both, maybe slightly leaning towards the snap aim. But those 4x cut streams at the end are definitely something you need to look out for. Otherwise, pretty difficult map all around, and yeah, enjoy it.
So, South Korea picking a match into a 1,000,000-point score here. Do you think they have the team performance to beat out the Badu effect?
I do think so. Because Flying Tuna has absolutely destroyed any Nomad 3 in courses which are by far harder than this. And Flying Tuna is probably just gonna neutralize Badu, and then it's all about, I think, the rest of South Korea, and I do think they do have a decent lineup for it.
Well, I mean, they have Mayaz, right? We've known of this guy for a while in the solo scene, just ranking out FCs on all of these alt maps with Hard Rock, Nomad, maps that haven't been FC'd before. And they've also got Karina and Karcher. Their skill isn't anything to sniff at either, so definitely a good pick for them. Definitely, I wouldn't say favorable, but I would definitely say well-informed.
Yeah, Eternum, for example, the previous alternate picks, he always was either Nomad in the Fremont alternate maps, or he sometimes even didn't play the Nomad free. And he didn't look too comfortable on them. He's okay, but if he FCs this one, that's going to be an insane performance, which he's not because he missed in the first 20 notes. But Badu will be the guy to look out for. See if he matches Flying Tuna, and Flying Tuna misses Aldi. This might be a chance if we see no FCs except from Badu.
Okay, hold your horses, we're only a quarter of the way in. Got Karcher and Mayaz on FCs. Still a near 4-way for Romania so far. The map hasn't really properly picked up yet. Lee Priest drops. .140 BPM aim map. And it's all the way across the screen from each other. Everyone hits it though, no breaks. Everyone's starting to stabilize. All down into this map. It does start off pretty immediately, but picks up in difficulty. Priest finds another break. All advantage South Korea right now. And there's another break from Eternum. 20 combo in and now 700 combo in, and it's all gone. Completely reset from his side.
Romanian needs misses from South Korea.
Mayaz is 60 combo down. Tuna stabilizing. Blue Priest missing again. Finding some real issues with this map.
Okay, that's a Karina miss and a Mayaz miss.
Mayaz as well. So now the advantage is back the other way. Tuna now on 800 combo. Really sorely missing the other 300 he could have had. Karen only crease trade.
Oh.
We're into what I think could be the last chorus. A miss from Karina again.
Tuna keeps missing and dropping his egg.
Finding a good amount of trouble with this. He's already put up 550k. That's not a small score. He's done what he can. Handing off the baton to the rest of his team, and Karcher drops.
The lead is shrinking.
Collapses.
Oh! Badu and Flying Tuna holding.
And now it's Flying Tuna and Badu. The combos are completely reset on everyone else. 300 combo down on Flying Tuna is exactly what you said. Could Tuna match Badu? The 50s on Badu. He nearly drops his combo, and it's not going to matter. He's going to FC the map, but the team performance from South Korea, just a step above. 900k for Badu, 800k for Nanoya. The two highest scoring players in the lobby. Archer and Flying Tuna trying to match, but it's almost the difference on Lucrece, actually. Just the fourth player not present for Romania.
Yeah, Romania did have the fill player, insane performance by Nanoya and Badu there. Unfortunately, Tuna didn't miss 20 combos later, otherwise this would have been a map for Romania. Extremely close, and it did come down to the 1FC by Badu. I mean, if that's not prophetic, then I don't know what is. Might have cursed all of these players in the first 30 seconds.
I think you did. I think I'm blaming you for that. Awful.
Man, but yeah, this is why I think South Korea is most likely gonna take this one, because they just seem to always.
So now Romania are gonna win. Thanks, Fours. Thank you.
Look, I'm trying my best to make this as entertaining as possible, so I'm gonna have to hype up South Korea to make them lose on this next Romanian pick, which is Fremont 1. Both these teams do have a 4-man roster for this one, so I do expect this to be a toss-up. Both of these teams
was a shared pick as well.
Within about 200,000 points of the scores. Pretty close.
200,000 points?
Yeah, so 2 points.
I mean, no, I've got it down. I've got it down as 70,000 points.
Oh, it was even less than that. Yeah, Romania performed 2.6 million. And our wonderful South Korean roster. I'm blind and I cannot. Oh, there we go. South Korean roster is 2.57. You're right, that is 70,000 points. It is a toss-up. But it is still within 200,000, so I'm technically correct. Which is the best kind of correct.
Okay, sir.
I'll take it.
Remember how I said about the more technical streams being a lot more difficult to be consistent on? Well, here's your map. With how they played on No Mod 2, I can see why Romania picked this, thinking that their best bet is to play into the streams and try and put their speed roster or stream roster in to take these maps. But South Korea got 3.2 million on No Mod 2. This is a lot more difficult, mind. Lots of accelerating, decelerating streams, lots of stutters in them. They're almost like cut streams where you have to completely reset your reading every 4 notes.
What I do like is, I think this map is kind of reminiscent of the quarterfinals Noma 2. More so than this week's Noma 2, actually.
I would agree with that.
So I like the idea behind Eternum being a powerhouse here for this team, and Rolly also performing pretty well behind him. 2 Hard Rocks though. Okay. Do not like the density of this one, I would imagine.
Apparently not. They went 2 Hard Rocks in their match against Poland, if I remember correctly, on the same 2 players.
They did.
The Wind again taking the hidden, and I think the same mod lineup again for South Korea also. Let's see if they can beat their scores. I mean, this could go either way, right? Based on the scores from from yesterday, from the last match. Either team could take this.
Ooh, Eternum did FC it yesterday on hard, which is, I think, still a tall task to expect out of people to just 100%
did, and
FC.
actually, there's a different player in. An KJK switched out for Rankage.
Okay.
Is the first to miss. Up to 500 combo now. A dual miss on after winning Eternum. No FC again for Eternum this time. He's going to have to rely on his team to bring it home. 3 FCs on South Korea halfway through the map, and we are halfway through the map. The combo says 600. Maximum is 1.1k. The stream hits. Easy way to build up combo. The slowest section, putting South Korea in the lead.
About 100,000 points of a lead, but we'll get right into the first KI and the last KI streams. Long streams, people will be missing here. Flying Tuna taking the first one.
Crease mirroring. Flying Tuna. Now there's 2 supporting combos and a full combo on the side of Romania. Rankage missing again. 2 FCs still for South Korea, and 3 combos are building quicker than 2. Not quick enough, however. We're getting into the ending streams. 50 combo from the end. Karcher misses. Striking distance is still achievable. Keep the accuracy going.
Karcher missed.
Doomsday Fanboy has missed. Afterwind drops the supporting combo, but they're pulling it as far as they can.
I mean,
And a big score increase this time for Romania.
South Korea performed within 14,000 points of yesterday. If that's not consistency, I don't know what. But Romania switched it up a little bit. Eternum missing early, and then just having Rolly supporting really well with that Hard Rock FC, I believe. But Eternum did have the better supporting combo. That's a 200,000 points difference to yesterday.
And that was a big FC. They needed that. Definite improvement. Doomsday Fanboy at the FC on the Hard Rock as well on the other side. So 2 Hard Rock FCs coming out. If I'm right, if I'm correct. No, he missed near at the end, didn't he? So it was a near FC on Hard Rock.
Oh,
There's some very impressive scores. Free mod, you kind of meant to be playing it with no mod, right? It's the easier mod on paper, but you take the Hard Rock, pull out that sort of performance. Unfortunately, not quite enough. They needed 2 of the combos to last, and only 1 of them did. And then dropped also. Romania, take their point. Keep it 1 break point disadvantage, and hidden 2 from South Korea. Actually picking into Badu this match.
I think this is fine, because I think we'll see a similar repeat of Nomad 3, where you do have a solid... Well, on this one I would say maybe like a 2 or 3 man lineup, which we could maybe see the Chop or see, but I would highly doubt it, because nerfs and the one try aspect of tournaments, it's pretty hard to perform as well as you would like to. But Romania might be struggling this slightly more than South Korea, and I do think this is slightly South Korea favored.
So 180 BPM, the streams aren't long enough that Badu gets stamina capped. He can play these.
But Flying Tuna and
BPM
Karuna,
low enough also.
the Runa Tuna combo need to perform.
And I mean, helping them out, they got Myers and Nope KJK. I know Nope KJK, a really good reading player. Incredible at hidden. And at the moment, all I can really think of for Romania is Badu and Afterwind.
Yeah, so far
They were a real dynamic duo in the All Map Fantasy tournament, but here they need more support.
Flying Tuna did FC yesterday. No, KJK got almost 800,000 points. that alone, those two performances are gonna elevate your team into a score range which is hard to meet if you don't have a 4-way lineup. But then you have a supporting combo, or like supporting score of 600k of Karuna. And I think if South Korea just repeats the performance from yesterday, they might just win this one. Pretty handy.
I mean, Romania kind of need a converted breakpoint now. They need the 2-point run. Otherwise, South Korea take this. They're staring down a 4-point deficit, and they have to win 4 points in a row. And that includes the tiebreaker. Really important to get that point on the board. Stave off that pressure being put on them by South Korea.
Alright, a few misses in the beginning by Afterwind. Dropping combo by quite a bit. Getting used to pressure date hidden. A bit of a whole task sometimes.
Especially if you're coming in cold. Eternum, after playing a hard rock, comes straight back in on AR8 hidden. No time really to prepare and drops. Small amount into the map. Mayas follows it with a drop of their own. Neuer though. This is trading back and forth. One player misses, then another, then another. 3 FCs against 1. Interestingly, 2 high combos for Romania. It's going to come down to whether these players are comfortable on this mod.
Okay, who
Second half of the map comes in.
Nobody.
It's not the real long stream to worry about in this map. A few hundreds from Mayaz.
The map
Gotta
is gonna
hope that
start being
comfort's there
relentless.
now. Neuer. The second half breaks his combo. Nope, KGK drops the FC. There's 1 down for South Korea, so a slight favourable trade for Romania. It's going to take a lot more than that for them to come back, though, and a lot more comes Karuna. Mirrored by Eternum. Slight advantage yet again, but the FC from Tuna. Afterwind now down. Maya's trading it. And the Badu and Tuna. You stare into the void stares back. That's the long stream to worry about. Both hit it. Take home an FC, and the rest of the team really where all the action was. Nope, KJK. 666. Actually outscored by Afterwind, almost 700k for him. Again, it's just looking like that 4th player syndrome for Romania, where they have a few strong players on every skill set, just cannot fill out a full team roster.
If this was a League of Legends game, my channel would have already typed GG Team Diff. Well, we still have 1 more potential map left. Even more, but so far we do see a more mechanics focused pick here with the Harder 2 CS6.5. Romania does have their Harder players, and they did perform pretty well so far. So this is a decent avenue to attack on. But I think South Korea still has another 4-way lineup for this one, and they are prepared.
It's really interesting how they're picking maps that Badu are not going to be in for. Every map so far, they've had... Oh, well, yeah, they've had, what? No Mod 2, Free Mod 1, now Hard Rock 2.
But you know what? This is also one of the many shared maps between both matches yesterday. And guess who won it? Or who would have won it if both the scores meet each other? It is South Korea.
Oh, I was gonna guess Romania.
No, it is South Korea. 3.1 million points from South Korea. 2 full combos. Absolutely insane performance by Karcher and Doomsday Fanboy. Romania
With the form Doomsday Fanboy's been on today, possibly another FC out from him. Looking at it, we got 2.7 million from Romania. They definitely can step up from that. They have the players, they have the potential to play better than they did yesterday. And in the same vein, South Korea have the potential to underperform and not put up as high of a score as they got. So we will see. Who knows? There's again another map that could go either way. And earlier on in the match, you pick those maps that could go either way, right?
I mean, I think depends on the picking philosophy of the captain. There's some teams which do like to pick the contested picks. Some teams even like to pick the things that the opposing team is favored on, just to throw a curveball, which we saw Canada do quite a few times. In this case, South Korea, I think, just picked pretty much all over the place. Some maps are favored on, some maps that it wasn't tested yet. This one, however, picked by Romania, they know what they're getting into. They might just call out South Korea and say, "You're not gonna, I dare you, I double dare you to double see this again." I don't think it's gonna happen, so we'll take this one. We'll see.
3.1 million to beat. Romania have to be looking pretty confident on this. I mean, with Oilers FC on Free Mod 1 on Hard Rock, all eyes are on the pairing of Eterm and Roylier. Arena, early drop, not going to matter too much. We crease a miss, around about 30 combo in. Definitely doesn't feel like a long map, this one. It's 2 minutes 18, so it definitely isn't a long map. Before you can really think about aiming small circles and how nervous you are, almost another miss from Karen. I saw the cursor, the edge, almost a pixel hit.
Oh, a double break by Romania right before the slow part. I mean, there's still the 1/3 section in the slow part. So you do have options to miss.
Why did you put that in the map? The map is perfectly fine, and then you throw just a wonky 1/3 section in the middle of it.
It was in there. It's in the song. It's mapping the song. This is a rhythm game. We did nerf a lot of stuff on this map though, but we might have had to nerf the one for slightly more. But you know what? I like seeing his players suffer, and we do see suffering happening. Lucrece and Flying Tuna both missing.
Kind of following it up. Lucrece finding a little bit of trouble now. 400k might be the cap-out score for Lucrece. Neuer on the 200, trying his best to support, but it's the two FCs from yesterday coming in strong again. 800 for both Doomsday Fanboy. The fast slider claims no lives. Burnham misses right before, Karina misses right after, but that's not going to matter. Those players are not who we're looking at.
No, it's all about prestige.
Oh, 2 FCs on the board. Doomsday Fanboy drops a 900, but into the slower sliders and into the outro and the ending, and the map's over, and South Korea 6-2. It is their victory. They performed better than they did yesterday. Almost 3.4 million. Great performance from Royally getting the FC, but not enough.
Man, we do see double 2 S's though from South Korea. I'll take it. It's close enough. It's 1 million points by Doomsday Fanboy. Flying Tuna increased his, or just performed way better than yesterday. Romania just repeated their performance. Unfortunately, South Korea did stand up to the task of repeating and even improving their performance. Congratulations to South Korea. They're gonna advance to the next stage, finals. Romania, GG, well played. We'll see you next year. Valiant efforts, lots of very entertaining matches coming out of that team, and we'll hopefully see them in the future.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of weekends where there's upsets, a lot of weekends where team that possibly favored by the seedings to win take the victory, and Romania doing it again this weekend, but not quite able to score 2 in a row. They beat out Poland. They can't quite round South Korea. Advance on into the top 6. We're in top 6 now, Fours.
Ooh, it's gonna become spicy. You know who else is in top 6? Hong Kong. South Korea is gonna meet Hong Kong in the finals. That is a very interesting matchup. Hong Kong had a pretty deep run in the winners bracket, surprisingly, for a lot of people. But here they are, meeting South Korea. But we still have
Lowest
one more.
seed still left in, actually, at seed 12. Yeah, we have one more match. And, you can feel free to tell us about that one and how much of a banger that's going to be.
Oh yeah, Canada versus Germany. I mean, we had a bunch of losers bracket matches, but we only saw one winners bracket match so far. Both of these teams still didn't lose yet. Canada versus Germany. Canada, the team that arguably performs really well early on. Who knows if they can keep up the performance into the later stages once again, and beat Germany, who did get second place last year. So we'll see. It's gonna be a banger for match. Ace is gonna watch from the sidelines of the organizers booth. It's gonna cheer them on, but you know what?
I
It's
remember.
not gonna be there.
I remember Aza didn't believe me when I was saying Canada third place. Canada top 3. I was adamant about it. These guys have a strong team, and oh no, I just can't see it. I don't know these guys. Well, look at them. They're in semifinals against Germany as the 2 and 3 seeds. So this quite possibly, most definitely, the match I've been looking forward to the most this weekend to watch. It's just going to be a bust up. I have no idea who comes out on top. Whether it will be all NA winners finals, or whether it will be a repeat of the grand finals from last year.
Yeah, but whatever the cause, whatever your team you want to root for, be sure to get those NA greater than EU or EU greater than NA copy passes ready for this upcoming match.
And don't forget about those banners as well. Support your favorite team with those profile banners.
Right, yeah. You know, while the break is happening next 2 hours, buy the banner and get ready for your copy pasta, because in 2 hours you're gonna have to spam that Control V.
2 hours from now. It's gonna be a long wait, but it's gonna be worth it. Make sure you come back. Thank you very much for casting with me, Falls. It's always a pleasure to be in the booth with you.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and we'll see you next week playing and commentary-wise, Bob.
Oh, absolutely.
Wonderful. Alright,
And
until
well.
then, goodbye.